grinning cesspit of an hole, a week or no. Here amongst the sewers and the stench in the back streets you'll find us. Look, there's pickpockets, thieves, whores, murderers, robbers, rapists, cutthroats, and even the occasional actors. There'll always be actors.
Spinning round and
Not forgetting boys.
Therefore, mister.
No, of course you can't. This is London. The well-to-do stares at folk like us down their powdered upturned noses, lifts their head and just walks on by. London chews its paupers up, spits them out, spews them out to the filthy, grimy Thames, to drown, to drift away, to be forgotten.
London turns a blind eye, but all the time we're still here, crippled, blind, starving, homeless. These brittle bodies of ours are walking home to the clap, the collar, the flux and the pox. And the stink of poverty pervades London's back alleyways. They reek of the stench of the poor and the forgotten.
But here we're all one. Poverty's a great leveller, and we welcome our kind here with open arms. Become a den of sin, a safe house. Fine words once echoed through these hallowed walls. Imagine that. In its heyday, a beautiful palace.
Here, the well-to-do would sit along there in their private boxes and yawn and rattle their jewellery, and the runts in the pit would fart and laugh and forget for a minute. But it's fallen to ruin now. Abandoned. No one cares about it no more. Neglected and decayed. A bit like us. So we've done it a favour. We made it our own, and this is our home now. And no one knows we're here. Villains all.
And tonight, we are all one, and we present to you, ladies and gentlemen, for your education and enlightenment, our very own Villains Opera!
Companions and I are proud to present for you here tonight in our amber retreat just off Cable Street, here in this wondrous shell of a long abundant theatre. A tale, ladies and gentlemen, of one of London's most notorious cutthroats, a man both revered and reviled, a villain and a philanthropist. And this is the tale of his rise and his fall. But before we commence, may I introduce to you the assembled company. Hooray, Cockroach! Ed Benson!
Rodney Boffin!
Rosa Dartle!
Dick Ford!
Jojo Fox!
Rosie Carr! Doris Summerson!
Charles Hardy!
Peggy Flintway!
Ada Crankle!
Madeline Cartwright!
Nancy Martin!
Watergate!
Jemima Twinkleton!
Solomon Gill,
Fezziwig Baxbury!
Hannah McLeod, Angus Dimbleby, Frank Meters, Snubble,
Herbert Chuzzlewit!
Jasper Partridge,
Frederick Archer!
Amelia Carker!
Seth Pecksniff.
Good evening!
Villains all! Tonight we'll take on multifarious roles and present a multitude of characters befitting our most auspicious surroundings. Humble though we are, we'll do our utmost to render our tale tonight both intelligible and entertaining. But time is pressing, so without further ado we must begin. Our company assembled? We take you now, ladies and gentlemen, to the gutters and the back streets
Of London!
And hear the whispers on the street, the freezing coals beneath our feet. It's a sigh.
take you back a good 11 years previous.
From the smoke and the crime of London to a small sequestered town in Yorkshire, where there lived one Clarence Middlewich,
Who rather later in life took it upon himself to get married.
And in due course, his wife
Mrs. Harriet Middlewich.
presented him with two fine sons.
Maxwell and Edward, in, one might say, alarmingly quick succession. As the boys grew,
With only the revenue from his work as a humble clerk,
Mr. Middlewich soon found his expenses much increased and his capital much depleted.
speculate, suggested an acquaintance.
Investment is risk. Risk is investment.
So he invested what little money he had.
only to find it to become his ruin. He took to drink, and Mrs. Middlewich shook her head and one day took a pen and paper.
And then at worst, wrote to her husband's brother.
Archibald Middlewich, in London.
Often the boys had heard of their Uncle Archibald who had moved to London.
And made a great success as a schoolmaster. But weeks passed, and she heard
Nothing.
In the meantime, poor Clarence confined himself to his bedchamber.
Where he became more and more downcast.
And soon his reason went astray.
Often he babbled about the goodness and kind-heartedness of his brother, and bemoaned his own irresponsible foolishness.
And poor Harriet prepared herself for the worst.
Soon Clarence Middlewich lost all the will to live. He became a broken man.
And one day, in his sickbed, which he had resolved to keep at all costs, he turned upon his face.
observing that he thought he might fall asleep.
Which in due course he did.
For eternity. A great darkness fell upon the house.
And within time, Harriet grew to accept that she could not on her own provide for her two growing boys.
The gauge took up pen and wrote to her brother-in-law in London, who threw herself upon his mercy, begging him to take care of her beloved sons.
Offering him what little support she could.
As son led, he obliged and agreed to take on the boys.
As long as they were willing to earn their keep in his educational establishment.
I will not suppose at my doorstep if they will not work to their kin, he declared.
So with a heavy heart, Harriet Middlewich going to go with what meagre belongings she had to bestow upon her dear sons, prepared for their departure.
So listen now, as the mother sings to her beloved young sons, the so in forlorn song of farewell.
Hush, my pretty, poor pity, don't deny who it was gave you birth. The moon shines pale and the cold winds wail, and it seems you sail to the ends of the earth. So God grant you, keep your foot from the slippery that leads to sadness, grief and madness, and the end of the man's road. Mikey, you're the man of the family now. Promise to look after yourself and Edwin as well. Promise me that. To go, don't grieve me, but please believe me. None can give better reason than I. Who will guide you, stand beside you, watch you grow as the seasons go by. God let me, if you let me, fill these boys with the light of your own. Keep them safe and keep them always. Keep them from the hangman's road.
And so, with no one in the world to help them but her deceased husband's brother,
Archibald Middlewich,
The widow and her two young sons
Journey forth
to London!
her 2 sons close to her side.
I produced a crumpled note.
On it were written the address of her brother-in-law.
Middlesex Educational Establishment for the Correction and Betterment of Young Children. Cable Street, London.
I only hope your uncle will be pleased to see you.
Ventured Mrs. Middlewich.
And so they set forth to Cable Street.
There are a good many small shops, dark and ill-kept. And in every doorwell there seem to be heaps of children.
The streets were very narrow and muddy.
And the air was impregnated with filthy odours.
Here and there, drunkards stumbled from alehouses, singing coarsely.
And every corner seemed to be men and women wallowing in filth.
And everywhere, eyes staring out from hollow sockets. Watch.
Before long they arrived at the door of their uncle's house.
And knocked.
The door was opened, and there before them stood the imposing figure of
Archibald Middlewich!
Come here. There.
Look who's arrived!
Harriet, you poor dear! And the boys! Bless them!
My wife, Fanny.
Aye.
Who's happened to you about poor Clarence? Dead.
I didn't know what to do. I've no means to support the boys, not on my own. I don't know what to do. I'll send money whenever I can. You were a good man. You were a good man, Archie.
I know, love. But now he's dead. You have to think of the little uns. Don't you fret, love. You've done the right thing bringing him here. Home from home, that's how this'll be. And home from home, what we've got is ours and ours to share.
The poor man. She'll stay for supper.
Oh, no, I cannot. I must return to the college and to begin work as soon as I can. I've taken up position as a seamstress. I'll send what I can. Oh, here. It's not a great deal, but I am so generous, grateful for your generosity. I'll visit when I can.
Now, don't you go wasting money on visits. You just said what you can whenever you can.
And we'll be most obliged, haven't we?
I have the most dreadful foreboding I'll never see them again. Archie, if anything should happen to me, I'm a woman alone, and now is a harsh world, and if anything...
Hush, sweet sister. No more of that.
I can hardly bear to leave you, my boys. Leave you I must. Don't think ill of me. Remember, all I've told you. May God protect you.
And I'm sure he will, man. I'm sure he will. And hey, if he's too busy, we'll do it for him, eh? What do you say?
Goodbye, my loves. Wet wing. Mackie.
And so it was with great melancholy,
Great sadness that the mother departed.
leaving her young boys in the company of their uncles.
One time she turned, and once only for one final glimpse of her 2 beloved boys.
And they watched, with tear-stained eyes until she disappeared into the thick, dank fog.
And was soon out of sight.
Mother! Mother, no!
Well! You can stop your snivelling now! A fine circumstance this is! A fine circumstance! Hey, try nothing no good, and it'll get you nowhere. And it won't bring your mother back, or your father back either, you hear me?
If they don't stop, I declare my head will burst!
Do you hear that? Your Aunt Fanny has a very weak constitution in her head. She can't abide snivelling or answering back of any sort. Now here, this is where you'll sleep. Your bones shake down here. There'll be warmth from the fire. With little or no else more to offer you. And remember, this blanket you hold here means that we sleep all the colder in our own house.
Aye.
Well, lad, speak, lad. Do you not speak of your own manners?
We travelled a long way, sir.
Uncle! Have your uncle not some bloody stranger on the street?
Uncle. And we hardly eaten for a while.
Is that so? That's a fact, is it?
What do they want now?
They want feeding!
Feeding!
Aye! to hand you over to the workhouse. I hear they do provide a very heartwarming gruel, sometimes twice or even 3 times a day.
Right.
Now, who could possibly ask for more, eh? Is that what you want?
No, sir. Uncle.
Feeding. You want feeding as a crust of bread, some water to wash it down with.
Aye.
And for that, you should be eternally grateful. I don't dare be eternally grateful. And don't think I don't bring you because you think what I do. Every crumb. That was for the dog.
The 2 boys stared in abject dismay around about them at their new lodging.
The meagre fire spluttered its dying embers and offered little comfort to quell the chill of the unwelcoming draught in the room.
They shared every last morsel of the stale, dry crust of bread.
And sipped the tepid, tasteless water from a dirty chip mug.
Although they knew little of the world, they sensed that at this hand, fate had dealt them a most unkind blow.
Young Mackie drew the blanket over his shivering brother, still wrapped with tears, feeling so depressed and degraded.
Here in this filthy, loveless place, he closed his eyes and fell into a fitful, restless sleep.
They were rudely awakened early next morning by a clamorous commotion.
They were about to discover in no uncertain terms the true nature of their uncle's occupation.
Whilst he made great claims that he ran a school for the betterment and correction of young boys and girls,
Even claiming that he himself was a highly educated scholar.
It soon became alarmingly apparent that this school was nothing more than the very worst of braggart schools, attracting only the most desperate and degenerate young urchins, lowlifes, and miserable beggars off the streets and in through its doors.
There certainly seemed little evidence of any education taking place. That's for attending to the students' moral welfare.
It seemed that the business of their uncle's school was of an altogether different nature.
And you!
Oh, it is, sir. Better, sir. When my Duke among, sir. Good against him.
Correct! You!
Willing, sir. Orphan, sir. Hungry, sir.
What?
Sorry, sir. Starving, sir.
Go, correct!
Dorcas, sir. Better, sir. Crippled, virulent, so, sir. Belly or
Are
cold.
you safe? Good sauce! Good sauce!
Francis, sir. Pitbuck Spencer, sir. Vinegar, Drury Lane.
Correct!
The young boys watched the proceedings with incredulous disgust as the poor urchins assembled themselves.
Into a woeful army of wretched pretense.
Their purpose aimed entirely into gunning the public into parting with a few spare pennies.
They gathered and waited to be collected by their masters for their day's work.
It seemed that their Uncle Archibald ran a thriving, if unimaginably vulgar business.
Hiring out young urchins to crooked spindlers and street mountebanks of the lowest order for 2pence and 4pence a day
In the hope that the mere sight of such a young dishevelled urchin
would soften even the hardest of hearts.
and greatly enhance the prospects of the public delving deeper into their pockets.
Come on! Get off the work we are, you lady buggers!
What about them then?
They'll be no use to us. Not as they are. Nah, I have to give them a couple of weeks. Until they've been broken in.
Aye.
If you receive my meaning.
Aye.
Give them a few weeks. Until then, they can help slop out the outhouse and wash the laundry. Or are you altogether too incapable of getting your pretty little hands dirty, eh? Don't you look at me like that, lad. Don't you look all derogatory at me. All I am mighty. I read that look, lad. Let me tell you something. Some of these poor beggars, they've never had it so good. You see, there are a few things that stir men's souls. Only a few. But after repeated use, they lose their effect. Man, you see, has the gift of being able to deaden his feelings at will, so to speak. Let's say, for example, a man sees another man begging on the street corner, with only a stump for an arm. The first time he sees him, he may be shocked and appalled enough to give him, say, 10pence. The second time, only 5pence. And if it's a chance to see him a third time, it's more than likely to hand him over to the police, without so much as batting an eyelid, so we enhance their prospects. It's theatre, my boys! Pure theatre. Those poor bleeders, they've lost all feeling. So we draw from the strings of their hearts, their sympathies, their guilts. These young ragamuffins play in these parts. They simply make the passerby feel more compassion, restore their sympathies, and resultantly dig deeper into their pockets. Now where's the arm in that, eh?
But it's all lies. It's all a sham. And you make money out of their misery. You can't do that.
Oh, I know You'll stop me, will ya?
I will. You just wait and see.
You'll so much as open your mouth, and you'll feel this cane, do you hear me? You're under my command now. What do you have to say to that?
A sorry service, that's indeed. So it was the boys began their miserable existence.
Each night, young Mackie would crouch in front of the fire, and cold and hungry, reflect upon his dreadful circumstances.
The falsehood, the deceit, the sheer misery. He resolved, after only 3 weeks of being punished, beaten, and neglected, and being treated no better than a Halfpenny House slave,
to write home to their mother and explain the dreadful and cruel events that had befallen him and his brother.
What are you doing?
Writing home to mother. If I tell her what's going on, she'll come up to London. She'll give him what for, and she'll take us back home. I've still kept a farthing. That'll get this letter to her. That'll pay for her freedom, Edwin. It'll get us out of here.
But what if he catches you? Mackie, they'll hit you so hard, you know.
If he catches me, then I'll just have to take the beating. But you grab the letter, here, and this, and run. Run as fast as you can. Now shut up and let me concentrate. Dear Mother.
Here, you should read this.
I'm writing to tell you that both me and Edwin...
It's from Yorkshire, came just.
To beg you to come and take us back home to Yorkshire.
It's about time, too. We're not running to police charity here, you know.
We, that is, Edwin and me, have been subject to the most severe beating.
No, it's not funny, Archibald. You should read it.
To the most cruel how do you spell humiliations?
Tell us, floggings.
Floggings. We are half-starved beyond belief. And Edwin is sick. Please come.
Damn the woman!
It's your family!
Damn her all the same!
You better go and tell them!
Please come at once and deliver us from this evil.
Oh, I must understand! What's going on here?
Nothing. It's nothing, sir. I'll just...
Have a what? Hand it over. Hand it over, I say!
Please, Uncle, no!
Oh, I see. That way goes the game, does it? Why, you ungrateful, filthy, wretched little swines. Floggins, is it? I'll give you floggins, lad! How about this, say? How's that? And that? Hey! This is your end, isn't it? Your words! Severe beatings! I'll give you severe beatings. How's that? And that? Hey! What are you going to do now? Run crying home to mother? You'll have an hard job.
Archibald, no.
Let's roam, is it? Full of snivelling lies! We all got letters, laddie. And I've got one for you. Let's see how you squirm when you hear this then. You want your mother to come and take you back. But she won't. Not now! And not evermore. Because this letter I hold in my hand tells us that your mother is dead. No money, nothing. Justice is bloody dead. And as I am next of kin, it is only right and proper that I should be so informed. Now that's a fine circumstance. If you'll pardon the saying, a fine circumstance. So I shall not be reading this. And you'll see her no more. That's a fact.
No! Oh, no! She wouldn't have! You're nothing but a liar!
Truth, boy!
It's God's own truth, lad, and you better believe it! She's been done us a great wrong.
Aye.
But all I fear, we are sad with the two of you for the rest of our lives, and believe me, if I could have it any other way, I would. You no use nor ornament that pair here. But you'll pay your way. We'll see to that. Time will tell. We'll see to it for sure.
Leave him, love, leave him now. They meant not to take it.
Now what are you doing? We're off. Out of here. We're going away. Away from here. We're outcasts now. Orphans, Edwin. Do you not understand that? But where will we go? Edwin. Brother. You cannot live your life shackled by the constant fear of the unknown. Risk is investment. Have you never heard of that? Yeah, but what will we do? What will we do? Where will we go? What will become of us? I do not know the answers, but I swear to you that anywhere where we may find ourselves away from this wretched place will be sanctuary. I will not stay here a minute longer, and you, good brother, will come with me. Trust me, Edwin. We're on our own now, and that's a fact. We're leaving the company of our uncle for good.
You'll stay here and do as I command! Dad! I'll get running to the ground! Get off
From that moment on, they knew that there'd be no turning back.
Off they ran into the dark, freezing night!
Deep into the back streets and twisting alleyways.
Of London!
Panting, breathless,
Edging themselves on in a crowded streets.
Weeping and dodging their way through the busy crowds.
Flying dark alleyways, stumbling on them.
Until they could run no more, and they collapsed, breathless, in some sheltered corner of a secluded back street.
For a moment they lay there in silence. Only the sound of their hot breath against the freezing air, and their hearts thumping in their chests. It was young Mackie that broke the silence.
Well, Brother Edwin, we're on our own now. That cannot be denied.
And there and then the two boys made a pact.
You must promise me, Edwin. We'll stick by each other, no matter what. I'll be here for you always. I'll not let you down. Two brothers. Two brothers. For eternity. For eternity.
And for reasons and just cause unknown to any man, that very moment, they began to laugh.
And laugh.
And laugh.
And now we must intervene and move the story on a pace. Our two young heroes find themselves quite alone in the world, and unacquainted with the manner and customs of the legitimate begging industry in London. Found themselves
Miserable and starving for some considerable time.
At nights they would find themselves sheltering perhaps secluded archways, or huddled together against a wall to savour the dying warmth of a chimney breast.
During the days they would walk the streets, dejected and dissolute.
Upon occasion they would try their hand at the most crude and humble form of begging.
Please, missus. You haven't got any spare pennies we can have over yet.
But all too often they would simply be ignored or laughed at.
I'd rather be ignored than laughed at. I hate it when they just laugh. Mister!
During their days of wandering the streets and scavenging for scraps to eat,
They would witness consummate professional young pickpockets at work.
boys and girls no older than themselves.
The skill and competence that these youngsters had attained became a fascination. Never once did they see a single child get caught.
They watched in awe,
They began to know their ways.
and perhaps foolishly assumed a confidence that was ill-founded.
And one afternoon, exhausted and quite desperate with hunger,
Young Mackie turned to Edwin and said,
If you do everything like I said, you'll be fine. But why me? I believe you have the advantage of speed, stealth, and youth. Just trust me, Edwin. You've seen how they do it. We've watched. How difficult can it be? But me! You can do this, Edwin. Look here. There you go. Now here's a prime one if ever I saw one. See that? What it opens. There you go. Like 5 flowers for his missus. Now look at that. There it goes. Did you see that side pocket? It's yours for the taking. He's right, Eddie. He's right. I'll tell you, if we don't have him, 100 of us will. It's now or never. It's one snatch and then it's done. Nice and easy, does it? I'll keep a lookout. Robert.
Stop! Please!
and the boy was dispatched down many secret alleyways, bundled through many hidden passageways, eventually until he arrived at the secret opium parlour of Miss Peggy Dunkley.
Here he is! I told you there's nothing! We've been watching you for days!
What about my brother Edwin? What happened to him now?
Too late to worry about that now, lad! Once they've caught him, they'll have him off to the beat before he can shake a stick! Oh, here! Drink this! Jenkins! Norley! Off you go, see what you can find out. Poor lad's worried about his brother. Quickly! Oh, here! Eat this, eat this! Don't you worry about your brother out there! They'll bring word as soon as they can.
In the meantime, the old boy Edwin had been paraded through the streets to the nearest magistrate's court.
In Muxton Hill!
this, young boy. You, sir, speak name.
I, Jasper Wagstaff, Your Honour. I was standing near a flower
What do you
stall.
say, sir? Albert.
I was standing near a flower stall, just about to purchase some flowers when
Hold
the
your
umpire...
tongue. Policeman. Where's the policeman responsible for this scoundrel's arrest?
Sir?
Where are any witnesses?
None, sir.
The complaint is, where are you, sir?
Well,
What's this, the boy?
All too often, first offence, and largely due to the already overcrowded prison system in London.
A young offender would receive only the most severe caution.
And a warning that in no uncertain terms should there be any repetition of his misdemeanours.
He would indeed be thrown into the workhouse to begin a life of unbearable misery and unimaginable squalor.
It should be observed then, it was not uncommonly rare that in such circumstances...
No, Your Honour. I cannot be sure that this was the boy.
Let the heart won by a doubtless wealthy victim, in a moment's realization, would often be struck by overwhelming compassion.
Forgive me, Your Honour. Perhaps I've been mistaken.
And in the spirit of Christian charity, take up the poor urchin.
You poor, poor boy.
And become his benefactor. Indeed, it was not unknown that they would often take on the child as their own.
What was I thinking?
And become their legal guardian. And news such as this
travels with alarming alacrity.
Oh my lord, what is it now? You fat fool, what's happened to him?
It's the gun of that tough bloke, the one he nabbed. Just as he was coming out of courthouse, he grabbed him by the scruff of his collar, and he says,
My dear boy, don't be afraid.
He's shaking, Jasper.
I'm hardly surprised. There's no need to be afraid. I've spoken to the clerk of the court.
Are the gun thrown in the workhouse?
Oh, what would become of him? There's so many of the poor wretches like him, Jasper.
I won't have him cast back out onto the streets. There'll be no workhouse for this boy. We will adopt him. Take him on as our own.
Well, there's somebody turning up for the box. Cheer that, Mackie. Your brother's going to become a right little toff.
Would you like that, young man? You're to come home with us. The world is wicked and cruel enough. It doesn't need another poor, starving urchin abandoned on its streets.
So they're taking him in then? He's a lucky beggar and no mistake. Ain't that right, Mackie? Go on.
and then he bends down and he says to Edwin,
My mind is made up. We will take care of you. What is your name, young man?
Edwin Middlewich, sir.
He's so frail.
Well, the good Lord does look kindly upon you today, Edwin, and indeed upon us. A son, Amelia, a son. You're to come home with us. My wife, Miss Amelia Wagstaff, and myself. We shall be your family now.
Oh, good on him. Don't you fret, Mackie. He'll be looked after good and proper now. We want for nothing now, your little Edwin. Oh, cheer up. You can stay here with us, ain't that right? Mackie?
Why couldn't it have been me?
What was that?
Why couldn't it have happened to me? Well, if they didn't have me instead. I ran, didn't I?
Oh, Mr. Look at the door, they tipped Mackie. Your brother set for life.
But it could have been me! Why couldn't it have been me?
And in that moment, 1,000 confused and angry instances crashed inside his head.
1,000 missed opportunities trickled through his helpless fingers.
in a single second, a cord inside Mackie Middlewich snapped.
And all the wretchedness and the misery flooded in.
Why couldn't it have been me?
From that day forth, a demon was born.
Born of poverty and spite.
Born of misery and loathing.
Born of wretchedness and jealousy.
And Mackie made a vow.
Once more, fate has dealt me with a cruel and wicked blow. And I am nothing more than worthless. But this filthy town will know my name. Let them take Edwin. Let them dress in fancy clothes and educate him. He's lost to me now. I'm his brother no more. But Mackie will carve a name for himself. And his name they'll only whisper. For it will strike fear and terror into the hearts of his enemies. The wealthy, the liars, the cheats, the corrupt, the ignorant, and those vile creatures who prey upon the poor and the helpless. They will know my name. And so one centuries passing by, he watches silently through dark and vengeful eyes. It is I,
circumstances, conspired to see our Lord and Master temporarily displaced in Newgate Prison. But today my fine band of thieves and crooks is back among us. No prison bars can keep him from our company, so we welcome him back to our fold. So rise, good people, for Captain Maggie!
A pleasure, my proud band of merry men and merry women, to be back amongst you. Seems a foolish combination of circumstance for a certain overzealous young police constable resulted in my arrest. But I have it on the strongest authority that the young constable has been severely reprimanded. My good friend Tiger Brown, the Chief Commissioner of Police, assures me that there will be no such blunders in the future. And I must say that I've missed you all. But let me say this. You should never, my good companions, underestimate the value of highly influential friends in extremely high places. There's work to be done, and no rest, as they say, for the wicked. Tomorrow, I am to be wed.
Why again? Who is it to be, Mackie?
Delightful young fresh virgin flower, Mistress Polly Peachum. And you most resourceful thieves and burglars, transform this odious and most basic warehouse into a palace for our wedding ceremony. A palace fit for a princess and a king.
The king!
And there'll be no more talk of other brides. Do I make myself plain one, I will. Good. Then we're understood. A palace, gentlemen, a palace. To life. To freedom.
In a filthy shop just east of Cheapside, a filthy merchant and his filthy wife commenced their filthy day of trade.
Awake, all you beggars, awake. Arise and prepare for your labour. We've all been living to strength. So get out and steal from your labour. For the beggar, the beggar, and the cock. Never love your hands on and the treadmill is not gonna stop. So get out Celia! The boys are eager to begin an honest day's begging. Where's your eye patch, Carter? No, this won't do. I run a respectable business here, and I expect a respectable profit in return. And while I'm on the subject of this, I'd like to put... Where are your crutches, Robbins? Can you do your job properly without your crutches? No. And might I add that if any of you return with so less than a shilling's wages today, you won't be needing no crutches no more on account of the fact that I shall personally remove both of your legs. Understand? Yes, one by one. Now where is she? Celia! Oh, my wife's a bit...
Come as fast as my legs will go, Jeremiah! I've got the vitriol. Now, where are my boys? Where are they?
The vitriol? A cunning substance. I use it to aggravate the skin, open up old sores and, well, generally enhance prospects of my workforce, really. Here we go then, boys. Let me look at a picture.
Oh, lovely. That's me worth the extra evening, now, don't you, boys? Well, come on then. Say ta-ta.
Yeah, line up, please. Coughing, spluttering. I call that collar.
Peachum, Coke.
I'm Peachum. Who's asking?
So this is your phone then, the beggar's big brother?
Yes, that is correct, piss off.
I was given an address. Fine acquaintance.
I see. Then I'm all ears. You may plead your case.
Well, Your Honour, my name is Charles Phillips. Ever since I was a little boy, I was cursed with misfortune. My father got off, my mother took, and I never knew the blessings of a caring.
God, rubbish is crap!
Look, mate, I sincerely hope that you do not indulge in this blithering drivel on the streets. I'll tell you why. It's ill-informed, it lacks sincerity, it's completely unprofessional.
But that's just it, Your Honour. I was to join the profession. I come for a licence.
Of course you do, otherwise you wouldn't have come here, would you? Celia, the register. Now look, London is divided into 14 districts. Anybody wishing to commence in begging in any one of these 14 districts must first obtain a licence from Jonathan Jeremiah Pinkham
And Co.
And Co. We are the Beggar's Big Brother, specialising in the commodity of extracting human pity. I know, it's a wonderful profession, but these days everybody's wanting to become a professional beggar, and licences are scarce.
And expensive.
How expensive?
2 shillings.
3 shillings.
But Mr. Peter, I'm poor, I can't afford that. I've only got 1 shilling.
That'll do. To begin with. Then, of course, it's 50% of your weekly takings. Now, if you'd like to step this way, my beautiful wife will sort you out with the necessary accoutrements. Yes, and my daughter Polly will provide you with your literature, won't you? Polly? Polly! Dear? Have you seen our lovely daughter Polly this morning?
What's that then? She's gone out for a while.
Gone? That all to me, my Polly, are you sure, dear?
I'm pretty sure, dear.
And what's that you've got behind your back, dear?
What where, dear?
It's behind your back. You're trying to hide so clumsily with your big, fat, cow's-baboon hands, dear.
Oh, this? Oh, this? Well,
It's a bridal veil, is it not, dear?
Well, I just thought one day...
Is there something you're not telling me, dear?
Excuse me.
Excuse my pardon, sir. Here, how about this then? It'll suit you, sir. Come on.
She has, hasn't she? Polly! 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 Polly!
The warehouse in Soho had been as requested, transformed into a palace fit for a queen.
The entire space was lit with stolen candlelight from glittering ornamental stolen chandeliers.
The walls were decked with purloined portraitures, and here and there pilfered ornaments graced positively priceless Chippendale shelves and tables.
Pilfered wine and champagne flowed into pilfered golden goblets. Caskets of confiscated caviar and huge hampers that never did find their way to their white balloons provided a veritable beggar's banquet, procured in celebration of this most happy occasion.
How'd you like it then, man?
Oh, it's like a miracle. A fairy tale.
Then let's hope you get your happy ending and live happily ever after. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the beautiful bride, Miss Polly Peacham.
What I want to see with this?
Police in London.
It's not the police. It's worse. It's the church.
Good evening. Well, Mackie, my boy. I found you at last. It's quite a setup you have here, and very secret of you.
Reverend Roland Kimball, I would like to introduce you to my new bride.
Another one?
It's my greatest wish that we should be married.
Then I am your servant. How quickly?
When you feel obliged, Reverend, that'll be within the hour.
Quick, it's him! It's Tiger Brown from Scotland Yard! Mackie's the police!
Hello, Tiger, my old friend.
Now listen, Mackie, I don't have much time. I can only stay a few minutes, but well, you asked, and here I am. So, what have we here? It's another breaking in, another burglary I'm to ignore, and these trappings and furnishings, Mackie, they look somewhat borrowed.
Tiger Brown, I'm overwhelmed that you chose to attend. I would like you to meet my new bride, Miss Polly Peacham.
Good evening, Mum, and good luck to you on your wedding day.
Why, thank you.
Let me introduce you to the rest of my gang. I will let the mint, knit the noose, bob the knob.
Please, just for tonight, I do not know anyone. I'm here as a guest, and to celebrate your wedding. So, bring no liquor. But tomorrow, you take care. Because I will be back in business.
Villains all, come on, you old bag of drink, if you're in good company. Oh, Tiger.
Oh, Mackie.
Polly, gentlemen, let me tell you how proud I am of this friendship with Tiger Brown, the Chief Commissioner of Police. Seldom have I taken even the smallest job without giving him a share of the proceeds.
Well, there's one...
And seldom Has the Commissioner organised a police raid without sending me a little tip-off first? Ain't it so?
Yes, well, one shouldn't talk about that too often, Mackie, my good friend.
Do you hear that? Calls me my good friend. I'm getting so emotional I could cry.
Polly, I love you dearly, but you will always have to share a small segment of my heart. My good friend Tiger Brown, the Chief Commissioner of Police. Do you remember our good old army days together, Tiger?
How could I forget, Mackie? How could I forget?
My wife, my comrade. Cheers!
Cheers! Oh.
Have another drink.
No, really, I must be going. You know I can't refuse anything, but with the coronation only days away, my work is cut out.
And Tiger, one more thing before you go. My father-in-law is a revolting old crackling swine. I'm sorry, my dear, but it's true. If you were to try to raise a stink about me at Scotland Yard, are there any records that could be used against me?
Why, of course not, Mackie. I'll see to it immediately.
Tiger! Say that again, please, with more pluck.
Oh, no, good Mackie. There are no records at all in Scotland Yard that could be used against you.
Of course not. And why should there be whilst you are there?
We don't talk about that, my good friend. My good friend. And I must be leaving you, Mackie. All the best to you, Mackie. And to you, Mom. Good night!
Gentlemen, ladies, aren't we going to stand up?
You see, miss, the fruitful connections we have in the Irish authorities.
Now, is the Reverend still conscious?
Hey, Father, son, kiss the bride.
I'm in the mood for a wedding.
Ashes, ashes. Dearly beloved, we're gathered here this day to join these two young, innocent people. Innocent people together.
Oh, Mackie, I'm so lucky to be standing here in the moonlight with you on our wedding night.
Yes, my sweet, you are.
What is it, my love? You seem distracted.
Sorry, my turtle tuppet. There are things that you will come to know of me, events and circumstances that will indeed test your love.
Oh, I'll always love you, Mackie, come what may. My love will pass any test.
I'm sure it will. Now I must leave you.
But Mackie, my love, this is our wedding night. You're so cold. That stare in your eye, Mackie.
My men will see you safely home. You are my bride, I will not forsake you, but now there's something I must accomplish. Many threads left untied.
I don't understand. Mackie, you're frightening me.
Unfinished business, my sweet. And I will not rest until it's concluded. Be blessed and ignorant now, my sweet, until the time is right. And then I will disclose to you my deeper purpose.
But tonight, my love, why must
I beg of you! Do not ask questions of me, and I will not be forced to lie to you. Something I must do now, and alone. See she arrives home safely. Strange runs the streets this late at night, and she is, after all, my bride. Until tomorrow.
Unfinished business?
Many threads left untied.
Even after all these years. But Mackie had made a vow.
And every night a familiar path will trod.
Towards Cable Street. Past a good many darkened shops, now empty and ill-kept.
The air still impregnated with filthy odours.
Here and there, drunkards still stumbled from alehouses, singing even more coarsely.
And on every corner seem to be drunken men, women, and starving children, positively wallowing in filth.
Before long, he would arrive outside the familiar house of Archibald Middlewich.
And as was his custom, he would stand outside beneath the spluttering street lamp.
Waiting and remembering unfinished business.
Can't you, son of? You rotten drunkards! What you see? There's honest folk trying to get a decent night's sleep, eh? Yeah, they do now! Bastards!
Hello there. Here we go, my good man. I know what it is you want. Ain't that so? I see you hanging round here. I see you regular. I don't miss nothing. So how'd you like it then? A fine man like you. Looks like you wouldn't let her fly. Ain't that right?
Blanchemont. Another time. Preposterous.
She was behind us over there.
I'll go and check over here.
Though the shark's teeth may be lethal, still you see them, white and red. But you won't see Mackie's flick knife, 'cause he slashed you, and you're dead. When the shark bites with its teeth, dear, scarlet ribbons start to spread. See how Mackie wears white kid gloves, dear, so there's not a trace of red. Jenny Dipper was a stripper. Someone ripped her from ear to ear. Though the knife was autistic, seemed that Mackie was nowhere near. Someone's lying by the tent side. His children and his wife. It's a painting done in crimson. You could sign it, Mac the knife. There was rain down by a harbor, slowly sailing across the stern. Claiming that she'd been assaulted. Wonder what got into her. These may seem like scary stories, but don't have nightmares or get upset. He's a cutthroat and a con man, and they haven't caught him yet. Yes, he's evil. He's a murderer, and they haven't caught him yet.
Ladies and gentlemen, there'll be a 15-minute intermission. Thank you.
Vengeance and revenge, my fellow friends, are merciless masters. They twist a man's reason and condemn him to a life of servitude. Already we have seen young Mackie Middlewich suffer such vile blows of fate and misfortune that his reasons have become unbounded.
We have seen him grow into a man so mistreated and spurned by fate that he has become reckless and vows to avenge his misfortunes. To his friends and companions he is revered and respected, yet he is London's most notorious villain, a vile, dangerous criminal feared by all.
Driven by the demons of vengeance and revenge, what will become of him?
And so we return to our tale, to the establishment of the foul and corrupt, the incredulously...
Right, thank you, I'm ready now.
Jeremiah Peacham.
She's gone, and she's not in a room. Her plane hasn't been scented. I thought you said she was sleeping.
She was, I thought she was.
She was not, she's been, and then she's gone again. With him, old lady.
Who do you mean?
I saw him hanging outside her window last night, and the night before. Is that what you're trying to hide from me, dear? As he comes to take our Polly away.
What man, dear?
The man who comes when I'm out, or not here, or asleep, eh?
Jonathan Jeremiah Peacham, don't you be so suspicious. Our Polly is taken up with a young man. You should be pleased for her. And there ain't a finer man in London, and as handsome. Anyway, our Polly's very fond of him.
Yet not fond of him enough, I hope, to give herself to him completely. She's my little girl.
Well, you have a fine opinion of your own daughter.
It's her age. She's young, and I fear the worst. She's nothing more than a mess of sensuality, all bubbling up inside. She's a little sex pot waiting to explode.
Well, she certainly didn't get that from you.
Are you kidding, dear? Now, I mean this now. Are you kidding? For I will have you know that I was once regarded as one of the most prolific lovers in the whole of London town.
That's news to me.
Naturally, you were never sober enough to notice, were you, dear? You'd be surprised.
I'd be amazed.
Do you recall the name of this man, dear?
Oh, he's very well spoke of. People just call him the Captain.
Right, clever little name, Dee. His name is Mackie Middlewich. He is a thief, a philanderer, a crook, a murderer, one of the most notorious crooks in the whole of London. He is also known as Mac the Knife.
But he's so handsome! Mac the Knife! Mac the Knife! Why, he's been in the papers! Oh my Lord! It's a completely different story altogether! Oh, she's been taken!
No, you shouting and drivelling, Mrs. Peacham. Our daughter may be returned to us, but she's soiled, I tell you. She's a common little hussy.
Oh, Mum!
You bag of bacon!
Thank you, big bully! Our little sailboat has returned to shore!
Yeah, with all the little cannons blazing away.
We've been hearing rumours, my dear Polly, rumours.
Is it true what we heard, Polly? You bag of rubbish!
Rupert! She may not be married! She may not have married him! Oh, Polly, tell me the rumours aren't true. Tell me it's just idle gossip. Tell me you didn't go get married. Tell me you didn't marry him. Tell me you're not married!
We did.
Oh!
Married!
You stupid, foolish girl! Can you support husband's drinking?
No!
Whoring! He is a lazy, feminist son! This life!
The captain's got money. He's a wealthy man. Look for yourselves. He even bought me this wedding dress.
Bought it! Let me see. I recognise that, you know. He stole it, the lousy rat!
He stole her wedding gown!
What about this? He bought me this.
Let me see. Yes, I recognise that as well. He must have stolen the ring and all.
Oh my God! Stolen! And now he's stolen our daughter! What'll we do? Oh, Polly, tell him you've changed your mind! Our daughter! Married! It's a tragedy!
I'm gonna go pack my things and leave.
Oh, there she goes! Nothing will stop her now!
I'll stop her all right.
Oh, you leave
Scotland Yard!
What? To inform the police?
Yeah. Yeah, but we've got to catch him first, haven't we? Catch him and bring him here. 50 guineas. I read it also in the paper that he hangs about those whorehouses down in Soho. But I don't suppose any of those whores will give him up.
Oh, we'll see about that. I must have a chat with the ladies. Remember, money talks.
Yeah, not too much, I hope.
I'm all.
Polly! Dear? What have you done, eh? You have done us a great wrong, haven't you? But you can make amends. This Mackie.
Captain Mackie.
He's a thief. A philanderer. He'll hurt you. There's a price on his head, Polly, and I won't have you hurt. So, come along with me. Let's go and see the Chief Commissioner of Police.
But why?
Why? Because I want to see a look on that man's face when he sees face to face the face of that virgin little rosebud, that villain. That's a good for his very eyes.
Oh, that'll make no difference. Father, the Commissioner is the Captain's best friend. And I heard him say at our wedding day that there are no records against him at Scotland Yard.
Really? Oh, we'll see about that.
I hope you know who you're dealing with. He's Mac the Knife, King of Soho.
And I'm Jonathan Jeremiah Peacham, King of the Beggars. Look, villainy of the world is great, Polly, and a man has to keep running on his legs to keep them from being stolen from underneath him. And remember what I always say, Polly, poverty always brings villainy. Now come along, the Commissioner will be waiting.
And with that, Peacham stepped up to the door of the Chief Commissioner's office and knocked. Ah, Mr.
Peacham. Mr. Brown, Tiger Brown.
Brown, Chief Commissioner of Police.
That I know.
What is your business?
I've come here to secure an agreement with you.
An agreement?
An agreement.
I'm not sure that I'm in a position, Mr.
Peacham,
to agree to any agreements.
Yeah, well, if I might make so bold, Chief Commissioner, I think you will soon find yourself in such a position where you would agree to an agreement, given the circumstances.
I'm a busy man.
Doubtless. But with the preparations for the Queen's coronation and all, are they going well?
What is it you want?
I want Mac the Knife hanged. You find that amusing, Mr. Brown?
You want Mac the Knife hanged?
Yes. This here is my daughter Polly. Well, was my daughter. Until that vile scum took her away from us, married her without our consent, seduced her by force.
He did not.
Not seduced her?
Not by force.
That man is a philanderer, a thief, a crook, a
Sir,
murderer.
you are clearly unaware of the criminal justice system as it stands.
Oh, I see. Then please enlighten me.
We have no evidence here at Scotland Yard, no files of any criminal activities perpetrated by Captain Mackie. None whatsoever. There are simply none here.
Really? Well, I think that the files will be found, I do. Yes, in fact, I think they'll be found. They'll be miraculously discovered.
And what makes you so sure?
Because I have faith in the monarchy.
I beg your pardon.
The Queen's coronation, well, it must be in your best interest that it goes without a hitch. But how did it look, for example, if on the day of the coronation, as the Queen emerges from the Abbey and waves to the adoring crowds? The crowds, Chief Commissioner. Well, have you any idea how many lame, pestilent, disease-ridden paupers there are in London town, sir? Because I think they'd too like to wave at the Queen, and I believe they have a right to. But it won't be a pretty sight. Do you know what scrofula is, Commissioner? Have you any idea what syphilis can do to a man? And have you any idea of the stench of over 3,000 or more disease-crippled beggars? And if they started to cause trouble, well, it'd be out of my hands, wouldn't it? How do you look, for example, if on the day of the coronation you had to get your good policeman to clog down 1,500 disease-crippled, smelly beggars right in Her Majesty's pathway? It'll be disgusting, nauseating. It'll spoil the very mood of the day, don't you think?
That's blackmail! I've never seen a lot
Oh, you're seeing it now, Commissioner! You can't simply sweep poverty under the carpet. No. Tread on the toes of England's poor and forgotten, and you will be brought down. Now, I want to see Mac the Knife hanged.
We must produce evidence, though. The files,
Then
we can't just...
produce them, Mr. Brown. That would be very nicely indeed.
But we have to catch him first. We can't just... What?
He's captured. He's already under negotiation. Don't worry. Good day.
You won't tell Mackie that I am... He's a very powerful man, and if anything...
Look. You may be powerful, but so, Commissioner, am I. Good day.
A price upon the captain's head.
They want him hanged. They want him dead.
And news such as this is so quickly spread.
For Mackie, the noose is tight.
Read all about it.
And poor Polly Peachum, confused and feeling so betrayed, sets out to find her Captain Mackie and confront him with his past.
All through the streets, already the hunt is on. It's late at night now, and just by chance, she spies him in the shadows, alone, under a spluttering street lamp.
Staring up at her window, in a house.
On Cable Street.
Mackie,
What is it, Polly? What are you doing there? Why do you look like that?
Today, I've been to Scotland Yard.
And, what did you find there?
A copy of your file. Your police record.
Police record? I have no record of the police at Scotland Yard. Ask my good friend Tiger Brown.
We did. It says that you killed 2 people.
They're wrong. It's 5.
Committed more than 30 burglaries.
I'll kill him.
Charged with more than 23 street robberies. More. Arson, felonies, perjuries, forgeries. You are a wicked man, Mackie. It is all there.
I'll kill him.
How could you? I don't understand. I thought you...
I told you, Polly, on our wedding night that your love for me would be tested.
They are going to hang you, Mackie. You must go away. You must hide. If they catch you...
They will not catch me. I cannot leave London. There's still a debt to be repaid. Just one more. Loose ends to tie up.
I don't understand. Where will you go then?
Don't do it! I'm not in the mood right now. Perhaps where I can go where I know I will at least be welcome. Safe harbor before the storm. So now I must leave you. It's time to say goodbye.
Mackie, it all seems to have come to an end so soon. Be careful.
And meanwhile, in another part of town, down in the Soho district, Mrs. Peachum was indeed trying her luck at negotiation.
very nice of the way up there. I thank you, Ma. I do believe, Mom, that from the cradle to the grave, underwear comes first. Take good care of your underwear, and it'll take care of you.
Very nice, Alice.
But Fanny, my dear, why make all the effort when you wear them so frequently?
Well, at least she wears them. You carry on like you do. You got such a cold one day, mark my words.
You will be sorry, you know. Anyway, I prefer silk.
No, for me it has to be plain linen. Honest men feel at home with plain linen.
I think, ladies, we can find better things to talk about than our underwear. Isn't that right, Mrs. Peachum?
Good Lord, yes.
Mrs. Peachum?
Thank you kindly. This is a very nice place you have here. Warm and very appealing. Lovely warm colours you've used. Oh, there she goes! It's raining very bad out there, very bad.
Your business, Mrs. Peachum?
Like the knife.
The captain?
As I mentioned earlier.
You want me to hand him over to the police?
That is it, yes. When you next see the man, you go straight to the nearest cop and you report him. Turn him in. There'll be a good few guineas in it for you.
What you're asking me to do is very hard. After all, he is my lover.
Your lover cheats on you, my dear. And with my darling daughter, whom he has married, his wife now, the butcher.
But never on a Thursday. He's with me every Thursday. That's our day. That's all he has to do.
Oh, scum! My daughter was my property, and she was only a little girl, and he's taken her away.
Relax, young girl. Not on a Thursday.
Well, today's Thursday, ain't it?
Make sure you're so sure you're Cam anyway. With the police looking for him now.
Mackie ain't the sort of man to change his habits. Certainly not this one.
How much?
10 guineas.
20.
20 done.
Mrs. Peachum, have your money ready.
It's very nice, this. Shut up! Get your hands off me! I'm a respectable married woman,
I am sorry, Miss Peachum. Take care, Miss Peachum. There's a storm brewing out there. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Yes, same, I'm sure. I look forward to hearing from you then.
she has made. So another figure shifts and stalls in dark, secluded alleyways.
Like a moth to a flame, drawn towards this den of sin. It is the fugitive Captain Mackie. But what surprises lay in store for him, should he enter in?
What's the matter, Rosenford? Is something up?
Oh, it must be Mackie. She only ever looks that way when she's thinking of him.
You better watch out, Rosabud. I think she's falling in love with him.
First rule of the game, Rosabud, never get involved. It only ever needs to pay the party.
He'll be here, don't you worry. It's Thursday, isn't it? He'll be here.
I wouldn't be too sure of that if I was you. I don't think you'll be seeing him this Thursday or any other Thursday.
What makes you say that?
The papers, my dear, the papers. He's all over the papers. Ever since Scotland Yard released his files. He's hunted man. Wouldn't hold your breath if I was you. If he's got any sense, he'll be out of the city by now. Up and away, far away.
My tea? Apologies for the slight delay, but I'm still in time for my tea, am I not?
What are you doing here? You shouldn't be seen in the city. They'll have you.
It's Thursday. Don't suppose I would ask such trifles to interfere with my habits, do you? It's Thursday, and besides, it's raining outside. Ladies, you thought I wouldn't come.
Well, I knew you would. That's what scares me.
I wouldn't miss this for life, nor death.
Here, tea.
Rosabud, I'm here. What is it? Why are you so cold? It's Thursday.
Let me have a look at your end. Oh, she wants to reach a palm.
Oh, it puts the willies up me when she does this.
So what is my fate? A long journey in the future.
Don't see any long journey.
Money?
Don't see any money either.
Tell me what you do see, gypsy.
I see a long, narrow road. I see a rope. I see...
Darkness? Anything else?
A letter. I see a letter. The letter T.
T. Treachery. Treachery means only one thing. There must be a woman involved.
Well, it certainly seems you have enough of them in your life, Mackie. I'm going now. Keep the captain amused. Keep him here till I return.
Wait! Rosabud, what else do you see? Women. Do you say, eh, Felix?
I say, you should watch your step.
What are you reading?
About you, Mackie, about you. You're all over the papers. Makes for very interesting reading. You've become quite a celebrity now. And of course, there's a price upon your head now.
Let me see. It certainly does make for very interesting reading.
Mackie, you didn't come here to read the papers. Why has it always got to be Rosabud? Won't anyone else do it?
No! Rosabud was my first love. And she remains my love. And I'm sorry, ladies, only ever be my Rosabud.
Ladies and gentlemen, the betrayal waltz.
darling. I wondered how long it would be until you came back to claim me.
Forgive me, Mackie.
Take me from the restaurant now! You're on under arrest. Stay where you are. Nobody move, man.
Right you are then.
You, where is he?
I do believe, officer. We haven't got the faintest idea who you're referring to. Do we, girls? No.
Very funny. Ha ha ha. Ignorant sluts. If you would step aside, ladies.
Who is the police officer requested?
There you are. At last. Now, you're going to come quietly, or you'll have to drag you like a common criminal.
Good evening, Officer Lockstock. Is it still raining out there?
You, Mackie Middlewich, coming with me.
And, where is it you wish to go?
Don't get smart with me, Mackie. I'm taking you in.
Is that so? Drop your pistols and move out of the way.
This is such a idiot. Don't know who he is.
Officer Lockstock has a point. You see, gentlemen, I've always regarded myself as a free spirit. If you read your newspapers and billboards, I seem to become something of a legend. Isn't that right, Officer Lockstock? And if that is the case, I intend to continue to live a somewhat legendary life. Beginning at this very moment, with Mackie's legendary escape from an army of police officers.
He's getting away!
Oh, no, he isn't! Drop the police officer, Captain Mackie!
No, the knife, you drunken cow, the knife!
Drop the knife and hand over the police officer!
Jesus Christ.
And now you may let go of the police officer!
I'm going to find you here.
Good evening, madam.
Do you know, my husband always says that the greatest heroes in history have always tripped themselves up over some foolish woman's windowsill.
How is your husband?
Better than ever. You stop waving that around now, Jonathan. No bullets in it anyway. Gentlemen, escort this man to his new lodgings.
We've reserved you a cell at Newgate Prison. I trust it'll meet with your approval.
Oh, yes. Before you go, I don't suppose you've got 20 guineas on you, do you? Well, they do say you can't take it with you. Let's have a look. Oh, it's a big one and all! Here we are, madam. Payment in full. 20 guineas for the handing over of Captain Mackie.
Of course. Should the cunning bleeder escape again, we'll be asking for reimbursement.
It's good to know that there's some low-life characters that you can trust in this poxy town. Ain't that right, Captain Mackie?
Take him away, men!
And so Mackie finds himself in chains, a captured criminal, and is led to a carriage and taken to Newgate Prison.
The journey to Newgate Prison takes him down filthy back alleys, and at one point past a certain house in Cable Street.
As the carriage passes the house, Mackie stares up at the window.
Soon, Uncle Archibald, he says, it must be soon.
And the carriage rumbles on to Newgate Prison.
Sorry, Mr. Mackie, I have to chain you.
And I suppose those are the heavy, stupid fines?
I did my best, sir, to see how important you are.
With your permission, I should like some lighter chains. Smaller in size, I mean, if you have such a thing, of course.
Better than no size of the weight, sir. Just depends on what you're willing to pay.
And what you charge?
For one part is 10 guineas.
And what if I would prefer to do without? I mean, how much do none cost?
Bribery, sir.
Yes, of course it would. Well?
None.
None.
None at all.
Yes, that's right.
None, sir. It's expensive. Very pricey indeed. How about 50?
How about credit?
Can I trust you?
I am the knife.
Leave it with me, sir.
A visitor, sir! Captain Mackie.
Leave it with me, sir. Let him in.
Mackie, I didn't do it. I didn't hand over the files. I did everything I could to stop it, Mackie. Look at me, Mackie, I can't bear it.
You miserable swine! How did they ever make you commissioner of police?
That's a very good question. My conscience is killing me, Mackie.
You're lucky I didn't kill you when I had the chance. You betrayed me.
I would never betray you.
Villa, you dirty scum traitor. Get out now before I smash your brains in right here.
Damn you, Mackie!
Too late, Commissioner. Seems I'm already down.
I thought we cared for each other. Not enough.
first the chief, and now his daughter. Although she arrives very late in our play, the girl has an important role she must play. Her name is Lucy Brown.
You see, not long ago on a moonlit night, with very few guests to see the sight, Mackie and Lucy also got wed, with champagne popping them up to bed.
But her ignorant father is still unaware of this marital union, this tawdry affair.
And now here she comes with a nice surprise to display before Captain Mackie's eyes.
Lucy!
Daddy!
What are you doing here? Oh. Him!
Daddy, you must let me see him.
What's wrong with your stomach, child?
Nothing, I've just put a bit of weight on, that's all. Now let me see him. Mac! Mac, you swine, where are you? Mac!
Can I help her? Why, Miss Brown, what are you doing here?
I'm looking for my husband, Mac the Knight.
Your husband?
Yes, my husband.
Over there, cell number 10.
Mac!
Lucy?
You pig!
Lucy, my love, my dear.
You monster!
Let me look at you.
How can you dare to look me in the face?
It's not your face I'm looking at. How did that get there? Tell me.
Oh no! Father Christmas that gave me this bastard.
Bastard? Am I not your husband, the child's father?
Husband? Where have you been for the past 7 months?
Have you no tenderness, my dear, seeing your husband in such circumstances?
What I want, Mackie, is my husband to come home with me. Make an honest woman of me.
Is that all you want? My answer is simple, yes. Of course I will. But first you must get me out of here, and then I won't make an honest woman.
You liar, Mackie, you're such a liar. But I do love you.
But here comes another guest. In her Sunday best, Polly Peachum has returned. Come here to Newgate Prison to visit her man.
The jig is up, and sparks will fly when the shit really hits the fan.
I'd like to visit Mackie.
And, who shall I say is calling, Mum?
Why, his wife.
His wife, you say?
His wife? Straight ahead, cell number 10.
Mackie? Oh, Mackie. How I've missed you. Look at me, look at me, Mackie, it's me. Polly, your wife, your little wife.
You treacherous swine, you got 2 wives? What about me?
Mackie, who is this?
I am his wife.
His wife? But you can't be. Mackie swore his love to me.
He swore it to me first.
Your father. Mackie, that's
You two of you just shut up for one moment. I can explain.
Explain.
Explain?
I am his wife.
I am his true wife. Look, he gave me this ring.
He gave me this.
Mackie, how could you? Why, you little... You cheating thing! Come in! There I go! Bring it back to you, bitch!
So why don't you get out before I get thrown out, you little tubby whore?
Who do you think you are? The Queen of England?
Oh, I'm not the Queen of England, dear.
But she is the daughter of Tiger Brown, the Chief Commissioner of Police.
Then, if she loved you as I do, she'd use her influence over her father and get you released. My husband, Mackie, is on excellent terms with your father. I'm sure he'd do anything to release him.
I'm afraid the tables have turned somewhat, dearest Polly. I don't think the Tiger Brown would lift even one finger to help me. On the other hand, my 2 lovely wives are little used to either be trapped inside here. If you wish to see me free, then why not abandon the differences? After all, you do have a great deal in common. And I'm sure 2 beautiful ladies such as yourselves should be able to influence the young warden who holds the keys. My life is in your hands.
Oh, isn't it wonderful the way he says that?
Say it again.
My life is in your hands. Kill him if you have to, make love to him if you must, but get the keys.
We will, Mackie.
Back to life, Mr. Clean!
When will you come for me?
When the hunt has died down.
Where will you hide?
Far away from any women, that I know.
You do love me, don't you?
Of course I do.
You do love me, don't
Yes,
you?
I do.
Will you write and let me know you're safe?
I will write every day.
You must promise me that you'll stay out of trouble.
I promise you, I will.
Mac, tell me this. You do love me more than her, don't you?
You mean more to me than all the jewels in the sky?
I asked you if you love me more than her.
You are my wife.
That wasn't my question. Goodbye.
Goodbye. What will become of me?
Oh, Mackie, my love. How did it come to this? I look into your eyes, and there's a good man there. He just seems lost in such dark and painful memories. You tell me, then perhaps I can help bear your pain. I cannot believe a good man such as you can commit such wicked crimes. And yet you have, Mackie. What brought you to such wickedness? I hardly know you. Shh, hush, hush. Don't cry. Tell me. Just tell me.
For the first time in his life, Mackie Midowich finally felt he'd found someone who'd care enough to try and understand.
And he told her of the wretched events that shaped his wretched life.
Of the death of their father and their arrival in London.
And the dreadful treatment at the hands of their wicked Uncle Archibald.
Remember the wicked deception of his uncle's school, and the cruel manner in which he abused the poor children in his care.
He wept as he recounted the news of the death of their mother.
He spoke of the night that he and his brother Edwin fled from Uncle's house.
In Cable Street. Of their miserable, wretched existence on the streets where they wandered starving, without shelter.
For several weeks.
And the day when his brother Edwin was taken from him.
By such a foul twist of fate, to be brought up by such wealthy benefactors.
As the tears streamed down his face, the wretchedness built up inside him once more.
He cried out, why couldn't it have been me?
And in that moment,
Polly understood. She felt pity beyond compare for the good man that had condemned himself through spite and vengeance, for the villain that lay in her arms.
As for me, that's all there is to tell. My work is not yet done, my story's not yet ended. I'll hunt me down now for sure, but I cannot go to the gallows until my mission is complete.
Oh, Mackie, you have done enough. You must stop now. Leave this.
Not until he is dead. I will not be satisfied until his blood spills from his throat.
But it is all in the past. Can you not forget now?
Never. I will not forget. He has done me such harm tonight, much more than which will die. And then they may leave me to the gallows like a kid, but be assured, he must die first. I must go. I must leave you.
Mackie, please!
so he was gone, off into the dark alleys, with only murder and vengeance on his mind.
Polly watched as he disappeared into the shadows. What could be done to stop him?
How could she intervene? Who could she turn to?
There was only one chance. One person.
If only she could track him down.
And so, determined, she sets off in haste in the opposite direction.
To the more respectable quarter of London town.
Mackie, in the meantime, had arrived at a house on the corner of Cable Street. Breathless, she stood for a moment beneath the lamplight, staring up at a window.
But now he saw so much more, as if everything in that moment had become as crystal clear as his purpose.
The dirty, crack-stained windows, the sign above the door which read,
Middlewich's Educational Establishment for the betterment and correction of young children.
For the first time, he noticed that the word educational had been misspelled.
Wish I could smile at that.
The house seemed so much smaller now. It was dark inside.
No doubt Archibald was across the road, drinking in the alehouse.
But Mackie could wait. He had waited long enough already.
Drunkards poured out from their houses, and they were laughing, singing, and they were accompanied by St. Paul's, and they were laughing too. Of course they would be, wouldn't they?
As they passed by Mackie, their smell filled the air.
Stale beer, pipe smoke, the sickly smell of cheap perfume. Something more.
Mackie.
Rosabud, my darling, you cannot think of a single word to say to me, can you? You betrayed me.
No, Mackie. You betrayed me. You were the one with two wives, or are there more? I was the only one you didn't marry, and I loved you more than any of them.
Turning me into the police! It's a fine way of showing it.
You escaped. knew you would. I always knew you would.
Rosa, but perhaps the reason I never married you was because perhaps I loved you too much. The same to be betrayed by the one you love the most can be too much to bear.
Mackie.
And a man can only bear so much.
Mackie! I loved you more than any of them!
Till Thursday, I loved you.
The noose is tightening all the while.
And Mackie now seems so steeped in blood.
There is no turning back.
And so relentless and blind he marches on.
Towards the gallows.
Towards his conclusion.
Sir, you must be quick. I'm sorry to interrupt, sir, my lady, but there is a problem at the door. She's quite out of breath. She has to speak to the master of the house for a matter of most urgency, sir. If his name is Edwin.
We can't have beggars off the streets pounding on our doors. Not at this time of night, surely. Edwin, tell her to go away. This is outrageous. Send her away.
She's most insistent, sir, and so exhausted. But I fear she may collapse.
Really?
She said to mention, sir, that she is Mackie's wife, and he's in great need.
Mackie's wife? But I don't know any Mackie. Mackie! Mackie!
What is it, Edwin? Edwin, no, I will not have a beggar in the house. I won't allow it. You, bring papers. You will not soil my carpet.
Water! Bring water. Here, sit. I cannot believe this. You mean to tell me that my brother Mackie is still alive? Here, drink this. Tell me all. Where is he? Is he well? My goodness, my head is spinning. Mackie.
You are the only one that might make him see sense. If you could speak with him, please, you must come with me.
What I don't understand. What do you mean make him see sense?
What is all of this nonsense? I fail to see how it be of any help to a brother who abandoned you. So you claimed some 13 years ago. It's the poor after some kind of handout. That's what it is.
He's intent on killing your Uncle Archibald. And he'll do so tonight unless we can stop him. Please, you're his only hope.
Uncle Archibald, then we must leave at once. Lily, I must go.
Edwin!
There's no time. Quickly, the carriage.
And so, through a dark night, the carriage clattered across cobblestones.
Thudded across bridges.
Sped along carriageways glistening in the glare of the street lamp.
Faster and faster the horses galloped. Faster and faster the carriage wheels spat.
Until finally, it turned into a dirty back alleyway and came to a halt on Cable Street.
Come on, love. Excuse me, sir. I wonder if you could help me. I'm looking for Archibald Middlewich.
Who's that? Archibald Middlewich, I am here, good sir.
I'm pleased to make your acquaintance.
Mackie, no!
Damn you!
Bloody pissed up the
Aye.
We must stop this, here and now. Mackie, you must hand yourself in. Speak to him, please.
Mackie, do you know who I am? It's Edwin, your brother. Polly came to find me. Mackie, please, he's told me everything. I want to help you.
Edwin, after all these years, how well you look. Fine, prosperous young man.
Put the knife down, Mackie. It's over.
Over? Is that so? It was over for me 13 years ago, Edwin. You were the lucky one. I am here, however, to avenge us both. To put an end to a vile, corrupt villain. Don't you remember the beatings, Edwin? The cold floor, the stale bread, the meagre food. His poor children. His lies, his deceit. The man was a monster, Edwin, and he still is. And he must be repaid.
That's all in the past. You can't bear that misery with you all your life.
Oh, but I have, Edwin, brother. I've had to because you were not there to bear it with me. All in the past, is it? Mine, not yours, because you were able to forget. You could sleep safe and warm between clean linen sheets. How quickly were you able to forget, Edwin? You were well-fed, well-educated, well-groomed. I, on the other hand, became worthless. I think about that day. It haunts me.
You do no good here. We should go.
Mackie, please, Edwin's here to help you.
I always wonder what things would have been like if it had been me, and not you. But you've been stood here now in my shoes, and would I? Things would have been very different indeed. And now, if you'll excuse me, there's something I must do. Mackie, no! And now it has come to this, Brother Edwin. It's not you I blame, but fate and fortune. Why couldn't it have been me? Why couldn't it have been me? Ah!
Right, get her off out of the way. Come here, my precious. What's that? Is that you, Petal? Hearing things. It's your fault. What's going on? Who's there? Show yourself. Who is it?
It's me.
Don't play games with me. Who is this?
Don't you remember me? Perhaps I can remind you.
Ah! Bloody hell! What do you want? Money! Money! We haven't got much, but you can take it all into the coal scuttle!
Don't think you do remember me. It's a great shame because I've never forgotten you, Uncle Archibald.
Uncle! Uncle, yes! You're Harriet's lad! We took you in! Edward, is it?
No.
Ah!
Do you remember me now? Do you remember the other boy?
Wacky!
How good it is to be remembered.
It's been such a long time!
It has, hasn't it? Waiting's over now and Mackie's come home at last. Now they know me by a different name. Now they call me Mac the Knife.
Mac the Knife! You!
And I've waited so long for this.
Maggie, I beg of you!
Circumference, gentlemen. I'm all yours. Can I help you this time, Mackie? Take him away!
He is to be hanged then. No trial, nothing. 7 o'clock in the morning. It's funny. What is? Same day as the Queen's coronation. There's more people watch Matt and I singing than the Queen's coronation. No, really.
What time is it?
Why? You got another engagement?
May I speak with you?
This time, Captain Mackie, on a credit prize or arrangement. See what are you going to say?
Nothing.
Visitors!
When they're right mind, you want to come visit them, man. Let them in.
You! Of all the demons in hell, they sent you to torment me.
Come through.
No.
Good. You'll be pleased to know that outside, the streets are crammed full of people, all hoping to catch a glimpse of your hanging.
It's gonna be a lovely day. First an hanging, then a coronation.
We just popped in, really, to say...
We're glad to know you in the end. That's all, really. Trot on.
6:45!
Mackie, I'm sorry.
Of Newgate, son of darkness, son of a dream that never could be. The road is spun, my life is done. The morning sun's the last I will see. Every sin I ever committed, every crime, every hurt, every wrong, each now stand a silent witness to the phrase I have cheated so long. Does it matter? All my life I have fought to survive. But the shame
to see a pottery.
Categorised, sir. God bless you, sir.
We mustn't keep the people of London waiting, or they'll be late for their coronation.
We can't just go waltzing off, making our own
Now
way.
tell me what. We will finish the flame. If we can do it our way. And tell the truth. There's just no point in lying. Even if it is the theatre. There is a real world out there.
The truth may sting, but it need not be whispered.
Bloody sense for once, will ya? We either do our ending proper now, or we go home.
So what's it to be?
Yeah.
Well, all right. Where are you? Come with me. Miss, come with me, come with me. Ladies and gentlemen, we seem to have... Wait, learn. We seem to have agreed upon a slight change to the conclusion of tonight's performance, and so while the car's prepared, Miss Peggotty Flitwitch here is going to sing you a song on you. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Peggotty Flitwitch.
Right, then we've got it.
Now I trust we've got something. Ladies and gentlemen! Ladies and gentlemen!
May we present for you tonight the alternative ending to our very own Villains Opera, written and conceived by villains for villains, entitled
The Way Things Really Are!
Or, don't waste your time waiting for the message on the white horse, cause he ain't never gonna come. Now, ladies and gents, if you remember, young Mackie here was about to mount the gallows to meet his maker. Drums, please.
Captain Mackie, it's time. Let's get it over with. Let us do it.
And so Mackie strode out into the...
It's time we do this our way for something.
A word, Mr. Mackie, if you please.
Peach.
Fate seems to have willed that you were to have been my son-in-law, and now, although I do totally and utterly despise you, I just wanted to let you know that, well, at the very least, I admire your courage.
Is your charming wife here?
Yeah, she's here somewhere.
I wouldn't have missed your hanging for £1 million, Mr. Mackie. Look at the crowds. You must have been very popular.
Very nice in that dress.
Thank you. I wash it especially for today.
Mackie, I love you.
Sweet Polly, how beautiful you look in that dress.
Mackie, my precious husband.
My wonderful wife.
How many wives has this poxy rid of pig got?
Dear, this is, after all, a solemn occasion.
You look radiant in that dress. Now, as you can see, ladies, I have a pressing engagement. Tiger Brown, I hope you don't come to offer any last-minute reprieve.
You make I do not. With all my heart that I could...
Good! Because we all agree that that is the way things really are. Wouldn't you say so?
I've come to say goodbye, my good friend. Forgive me if you can. When you get to heaven, speak well of me to the Almighty. Goodbye, Mackie.
Goodbye, Tiger Brown. I hope to see you soon. Very soon indeed. And now, gentlemen, it looks like it might rain. Let's get it over with. Let us do it. I'm ready at last.
All good people pray heartily to God, for this poor sinner is now on his way to death. May the Lord have mercy upon your soul.
Lord, have mercy upon your soul.
thing.
Put it in the video. Put it in the video. Brad would be surprised.
The motivational CD. It's ritual. Motivational. Last year it was bodyguard. This year it's JT. Not matching. What was the last one? Beautiful stuff. Almost makes me want to weep.
And then you go, and they're all out. Oh, you're like, go out. Because I'm out.
You haven't seen a hat everywhere, have you?
Funny hat.
What hat?
Any hat.
Hi there. That really hurt. I think I might get over tears. You alright?
I'm fine.
Putting my makeup on.
It's Friday, you know what that means.
Stage.
Hey, teeth.
Yeah? How to achieve the black teeth, Mitch?
I go in and insult people. Not really. It's tooth wax. All of his work. They just showed him in like credits of one book.
You doing something else, please?
How much one of them glass things like them photos? Like, how much in the video?
What, the one that I got?
No, it's that one. It's being copied right now.
Stand over there. You can do it.
That's not copied. Then we'll come back.
Yeah. I can you just do that. Imagine. Look at that makes his hands all suction up a bit. Very fine.
Hey, when do you wear that, James?
When I become a whore.
It's a little horse hanging around the boys' changing room.
Come on, mate.
Does the camera not love you, Matt?
No, I certainly love the camera. It's a Canon. It's what I've always wanted.
Does anyone love you?
Pardon?
Does anyone love you?
My mum.
How fair it was that there's about 5 girls in a big massive DR2 and all the guys are crowded in here. Not really that fair, is it? I know, that big spacious room. I don't think it's usually really it's just the way it goes.
Here and there, drunkards stumble from alehouses, singing coarsely.
In every corner, there seems to be men and women positively wallowing in filth.
Everywhere, eyes, staring out from hollow sockets.
Before long, they arrived at the door of their uncle's house, and knocked.
The door was open, and there before them stood the imposing figure of Archibald Middlewich.
Okay, right, well, that's clear. Okay, stop there. Look here, just that tiniest thing. I want Alan
Alan's mummy to think, oh, I knew he shouldn't have done this, he can't remember it. Oh, if only he'd gone to Chesterton like Laura, everything would have been all right. Okay, so you must make it look as if you... Do you know these lines? I do. Go on then. If you forget them now, it'll be perfect. Just a minute, actors all, go.
Just a minute, actors all.
Thank you, do it again, go, and...
Just a minute. Actors all. This is an opera, not life. Have you forgotten? And an ending need not be so sad, so miserable, so rotten. Now, let us all turn back a page to seek a new conclusion on our beloved stage.
And once you get it back. That's very good, very well done.
On our beloved stage.
Right, go back there. That's what I wanted to be tonight, but now...
Who comes here? Who comes here? The Queen's message is coming here. The Queen's message is coming here. The Queen's message is coming here.
I bring news that with you and the coronation the Queen herself has decreed.
You're actually filming me for my kid.
You.
Why? You're obsessed.
That's rubbish. It's rubbish. It's useless.
Flash it up. Is that shit?
Oh no, it's not shit actually. I'll do one with flash. Oh, don't you start.
I just want to see. Becky, so she's filming the whole lot.
Do a film one. Do a flash one.
It's going to look like I'm making a fuss because she's not on the film.
Yeah, we'll put that on. We'll do an extra DVD. There. You really are putting two fingers up. Oh my god. Yeah, we'll have an
This one,
extended.
can I see?
We'll have an extended. Yes, there we are. An extended DVD pull out of text.
Photo moment.
How do you look? You.
Come on, okay. Andy, we love you from the bottom of our heart, genuinely. Thank you. We wouldn't put mud on our hands for anybody else.
I've seen a bra before anyway.
And I'm going to put some on.
I admire your courage.
Tom, say something.
Have you got anything you'd like to say?
Sorry again.
Have you got anything you'd like to say?
Thank you, Annie, for letting me put mud on my face for once.
You won't get like...
For once.
Any comments?
I'll make my nice comment on you first.
Say something else. I can't think of anything.
Thanks for letting me do the camera, Andy, and the please greet.
Boring.
Did you enjoy the show?
Becky, have you got something to say?
Yes,
Andy,
I
on camera?
very enjoyed the show. Really good experience.
That's not for English. Can you please?
It's a really good play.
Well, I've got a message. I was on the bus today. Someone was talking about the show.
Really?
Yeah, saying how good it was.
Really? Was it you?
Give us a message then.
I'm
Genuine
putting mud
heartfelt
on my
message.
face.
Come on, like George Michael here. Come on, give us some credit.
You got any messages, James?
No, not really.
Oh, God.
You think I don't like George, I don't like George Michael, don't I? Look, Joe, George Michael, what?
We've all got something to say, we just don't want to say.
Yeah, George Michael, that's what it's all about. George Michael did.
I'm not.
Jamie coming today.
I don't know, I don't think so.
Did he say anything about my message?
I said that you weren't very happy. Yeah, it went.
Like video message?
No.
Oh, where'd you get the sweets from? Oh,
What
are you doing? Oh, I speak. Are you filming?
Yeah.
All right. Hello.
It's that most people make is they tend to overdo it
It's much better to start with less
and then
add on.
add on.
You just look like Noddy.
You know.
I never knew you had a beard in this show.
You didn't? Thanks.
Shows how effective that is, Joe.
Wait. You just need a little bit of that. Is that too much at work? I think
You
that's
can
good.
barely see it. It's like a speck through the camera.
Just leave it like that, Joe.
Is that right?
I'm going to do a close-up.
Yeah?
I did. You know what rank it
Looks a bit blobby.
I want some foundation on.
Double that.
Did I say that out loud?
You said that.
Now.
Do you want to tell us a few jokes when you're doing this? Because it's going a bit dull.
What jokes you got?
Joke,
Joke beer
joke.
experience.
Do you know what this reminds me of? The salon. The salon. The salon. Oh my god.
Bunch of people getting ready in this
Getting their haircut. Hello. My name's Bob.
First time in my life, I'm getting thirsty again.
Getting it.
Kind of worrying for the leader.
You're going to show us the end product then, Joe?
Everyone does.
There you go.
Sweat it off.
The bearded lady.
Take it back to the back of the leg. Yeah, back of the leg, the cheek straight. Splatter all over the place. Well done, now. Well over.
You've got a couple of hundred on here, I think.
Yeah.
Really?
Front screws.
And then I'm going to change the colours. Keep going the wall.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so
Nothing.
nothing. Right. Straw.
Mm-hmm. Hey. Wow, that's excellent.
The chair looks like art, doesn't it?
Chair is art. Oh, this is like an opera, Beck. You should see this pit. It's like an opera. That's blue.
Quite similar actually to that other one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to show you keep this one now then. No peeking.
Okay.
That looks shit, I don't know.
It's like we.
Isn't it like a dungeon?
Is that what it's called? Dungeon Green.
No, I like this one. Just, you know, it's a bit ghostly.
Yeah, it's quite ghostly.
Dismiss it.
Don't.
Dismiss the dream.
I
Ooh,
like
oh,
it.
that's
Blue on anything like.
that's good. That's opera.
That's opera.
Claiming that. See, 2 lights down the side, and we've got way more dimension to play with.
Yes,
oh.
yes. Oh, baby.
That's good opera. That's the sort of thing you get in the Sunday Observer.
In the climb.
So this guy who's running this light, right, is going to have a bag of 34 gels.
We're just experimenting.
Look at that piece of... Rach, move that piece of red. It's in the way of our art.
Oh, sweet.
That's red. Red's too obvious, you see. Red's a bit juicier to see. There's blood. So, you know, I like your pink and I like the one red at the back. I think we might have grown out of. This is too classy to... I wonder what got in to her.
Oh, this is going to be amazing, isn't it?